Hello and welcome to Assay TV. Today we are joined by Sean Gregory, Managing Director of Sarytogan Mining. Hi Sean, how are you?
Good evening, Felicity. Very well, thank you.
Great. Listen, thanks for joining us. I understand that Sarytogan Mining has an updated mineral resources estimate. Can you walk through the details for us?
Yeah, look, I'm very happy to, Felicity. It's quite a milestone for the company, for any mining company, a mineral resource upgrade. And on Monday, we'll be very pleased to announce a measured mineral resource for the first time on the project of 5.4 million tonnes at 28.3% total graphitic carbon. And that's part of the overall Central Graphite deposit, totaling 56.6 at 28.8. And when we add that with the Northern Graphite Zone, we're at 225 million tonnes at 29.2% TGC. So once again, reinforcing those extraordinary grades that Sarytogan Graphite is renowned for, and most importantly, having achieved a measured mineral resource.
And can you just kind of give us a bit of context around why that's such a significant milestone to have that measured mineral resource?
Yeah, look, it is. It is very much, Felicity. In my career, I've only been involved in the estimation of a few measured mineral resources. Not many projects reach this stage. When we look at mineral resources, typically we start with inferred mineral resources, which are a low level of confidence, indicated at a medium level of confidence, and measured at a high level of confidence. And typically most mining operations will get up and going on a indicated mineral resource. But having this measured now in our cap, one, there were quite a few things we wanted to improve upon, and we've done all of those. But having them measured now is really going to be a big tick for the banks looking at this project. And look, the number might sound a little bit small, only 5.4 million tonnes out of 225. But when you consider it in the context of our planned production rate of 150,000 tonnes of feed to make 50,000 tonnes of con, it's actually sufficient for 36 years of mining. So we're in a very,
Yeah.
very strong position now with this measured mineral resource, and really puts us right up the top. And look, I reflect back, we IPO'd this company in 2022 with an inferred mineral resource. We did a upgrade to indicated in 2023. And here we are, time has flown, it's 2026, but now measured, it is top of the wazza. So we're absolutely delighted.
I mean, 36 years is fantastic. So this is still estimate to be kind of clear. It's an estimate, but it's a kind of measured. So it's kind of
Yeah, that's correct. That is important to understand. All mineral resources, we call them MREs, mineral resource estimate. And of course, it's a model. And when we go and mine these deposits, we always find a few surprises, but we work them out along the way. And having them measured gives you the best possible chance of not having too many hiccups at that mining stage. But some of the specifics around the detail there as well is, it's informed by this 50 by 50 metre drilling. So quite close space drilling. We've only got 50 metres between the drill holes. The other thing that we've done, we've applied a technique called unfolding, which allows the high grades to follow the geology, the syncline of the deposit. And when we look at there's a cross section in our announcement that shows the block grades very closely matching the sample grades as they follow that unfolding. We've included some internal waste domains to keep that separate from the nice high grade and really tighten up on the geology and structural interpretation. So look, measured mineral resource is high level of confidence. And, I sit here as a professional geologist and I've got a high level of confidence in this piece of work. And to the geologists who estimate it, congratulations. I think they did a really good job.
and just really quickly on the side of that, what were the key kind of factors that influenced being able to give this update then?
So look, I mean, when we look at it, there's been so much progress on the project. Like I said, from this, we started with an inferred resource, developed a metallurgical flow sheet, developed market applications for these different products we plan to produce, and that all feeds into the confidence. But this was very much a conscious decision that we did feel our resource could do with some tightening up. And so we invested in close space drilling. And the program was carefully designed at 50 by 50 metres. We only went to 50 metres depth to keep the costs reasonable and within our means. So it's a planned out event, and that drilling was done started in about April last year. So it's about a 12-month cycle to deliver this sort of news, and everything has gone exactly as we hoped it would.
Great. Well, Sean, this is all sounding very positive. Really, really pleased to hear it. Can you just give us a quick overview of what's next then? Kind of what's your next step?
Yeah, look, things are really heating up in the Definitive Feasibility Study. Look, it is a long journey for investors and shareholders to come on the journey of a DFS. It's often known as a bit of a dip in news flow, but we're through all of the hard work now. So, we've been at it now for about 12 months, collecting data, getting this baseload information, things like getting the measured mineral resource. But look, the engineers now are absolutely full steam ahead. I've released them at every piece of work. So the mining engineers now take this measured mineral resource and they'll be updating the mine plan. And we anticipate that'll result in an upgraded ore reserve, possibly achieving the proved category, approved ore reserve, which would be extraordinary for us to achieve that. So that's on the way. And then also the engineers involved with the processing, the process plant. We've got starting to spend the money pretty rapidly there, but those engineers are working very, very hard to estimate the capital expenditure to build this. And all of that's been done at this high level of detail. Just like the measured mineral resource, the capital estimation will be done to a standard plus or minus 15%, suitable for this definitive feasibility study. So look, really heating up, and also delighted to inform you that it's all tracking on schedule and on budget. We actually set ourselves a goal at the IPO of having a DFS by mid-2026, and we are on track to achieve that.
Great.
So this space, and I know it's been tough for investors. I think our market cap doesn't sort of fairly reflect the quality of the work that our team's done, but it's now all coming through that, I guess, through that sort of wilderness that can be a DFS, and coming out the other side now for the really exciting piece of the puzzle. So stay tuned.
Will do. Thanks, Sean, and thanks for keeping us updated. Well, it wasn't long that we had the last update, so I'm sure I'll be speaking to you again soon.
Yes, yeah, stand by. It's really, like I say, we're coming out of the hard work, and we're going to see the fruits of our labour starting with this announcement on Monday.
Great, exciting times. Thanks, Sean. See you soon.
Thanks, Felicity. Cheers.
Cheers.